Welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by Tums. One of the most inspiring sights in the sport, illuminated by powerful imagery. The midshipmen of the U.S. Naval Academy arriving on a November Saturday. This Navy team has a chance to do what no other one before them has done: win an 11th straight game. To do so, they'll have to successfully engage the most feared sight in the sport at the moment. UNT quarterback Drew Mestemaker, the AP National Player of the Week, after pouring on a school record 608 passing yards against Charlotte last week. Well, it's the first day of November. Navy leads the American, but its final three conference games against the three teams that are right behind them in the standings: Memphis, South Florida, and North Texas. A lot on the line right here in Denton, Texas. Hello and welcome. I'm Loa Galindo. He's the Georgia legend, Aaron Murray. Lauren Sisler will join us from the field. Now, what's on the line? Well, you talk about what happens on Tuesday. The first college football rankings for the playoff of the season come out. If you lose this game, you're not going to be in the mix, but if you win, you're right in the thick of that conversation to be the automatic qualifier out of the group of five. And you got a couple of quarterbacks here that can do the work. Yeah, you need a quarterback in this day and age, and both these offenses very different in what they want to do schematically, but two of the best in the conference. We're going to see some highlights of both of them. Let's start with Drew Mestemaker. You brought up the career day a week of 608 yards. Everything he does is at a high level. Movement in the pocket, ability to push the ball vertically down the field, quick release, and he's got a plethora of talent around him at the receiving, running back, and tight end position. Looking forward to seeing him live here this afternoon. And then Blake Horvath on the other side, obviously very different with what Navy wants to do, but you can't fall asleep defensively. They've shown the ability all season to push the football vertically down the field, but when he's at his best is running the football. One of the most dynamic runners in all of college football from that position. Look out for him, Lowell, inside the red zone. But I love these two quarterbacks. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And this is what the All-State Playoff Predictor tells us. If Navy wins, 8% chance to get into the playoff. North Texas, 23% with the dub. If you lose, it's 1% or worse for these two teams. Huge ramifications as November has arrived in the Metroplex. Along with it, fall weather and a potential elimination game in the CFP race. Had some rain about an hour ago. It has cleared up. Navy won the toss and will kick to UNT to start this thing off. Simeon Evans from his end zone, looking for room, right side, takes it to the 23-yard line. Now, a year ago, college football fans were as likely to know the name of the bass player of UNT's 1 o'clock lab band as they were to know the name Drew Mestemaker. That changed with a Wilt-like 608 passing yard performance. And to put it in naval terms, 608 yards. If you lined up the deck of the Gerald Ford with that of the New York, you're still a handful of yards shy of 608.
It's absolutely incredible what he did a week ago. Let's see if that confidence builds here against a very aggressive Navy defense.
Caleb Hawkins, the leading freshman rusher in the country, will rip off an opening gain of 12 yards.
And that's the one thing about this offense, though. We think air raid, you think throw the football. They want to get going early with a very talented running back in the run game, which is going to open up the pass game later on.
Navy does not have good defensive numbers. They, however, excel in the red zone. And that's a quick hitter to Wyatt Young, leads the team with 35 catches and 586 receiving yards. Give him one there.
Well, it's exactly what Nick Saban said. If you watch Game Day this morning, they're going to beat you and want to attack you in the run game and then horizontally as well. You're going to see a lot of these quick bubble screens to the outside when they have numbers, blockers on the edge.
Everybody on the Game Day set picked Navy in this game, despite the fact Vegas has them as underdogs. Back to the ground. The vision, the cut, the quickness as Hawkins gets walloped as Coleman Cauley making his second career start. Can he match what he did in his first when he was the American Defensive Player of the Week after that win against FAU? Hawkins going quick. Huge hole, right side, and just shy of the first down marker.
Well, they're going to continue running it. Right now, Navy's presenting a too-high safety look. So offensively, you have the blockers to match the front four of the defensive line and the two linebackers, essentially 6 for 6 with a tight end in there. It's going to be interesting to see, does Navy start to creep a safety into the box? But then you get some one-on-ones on the outside.
This is a matured, grown-up version of the air raid. With the bread and butter still hitting the open man. When opportunity presents itself, Terrence Lewis comes up with his 6th catch of the year, now over 100 yards for this campaign.
And that's the difficult part, Mo, about this offense right now, is you saw right there, Navy said, hey, enough's enough, let's get a little bit aggressive. But you got a quarterback with a quick release, very talented receivers on the outside. And then when you get those one-on-ones, they're able to win, catch a football, get north for another first down.
Tight end Trey Williams, the motion man. Back to the freshman, and the freshman stood up at the line of scrimmage. Luke Pierce coming over to help make the stop, and Coleman Cauley. He hammers opponents in the run game, in the words of his coaches.
Yeah, and first start last week for Coleman was a terrific game. Forced fumble, a lot of tackles. Defensive player of the week in the American Conference.
Was mostly a special teams player up until getting that chance. Wide open receiver, middle of the field. Messermaker hits Wyatt Young, and the leading receiver breaks the 10-yard line, 23 yards.
And the thing I love about this quarterback is he is not afraid for a young guy to throw the ball over the middle of the field.
Red zone drive number 50 on the season. UNT leads the nation, and that's a touchdown. Caleb Hawkins, Mean Green on the board.
Well, that was easy. This offense is fun to watch. They did the majority of it in the run game there. Really nice block from Trey Williams coming from the right side to the left. Look at number 6. Bam! Nice kick out block. And then 24 downhill behind that offensive line. Really nice mix of the run early, couple passes. But Caleb Hawkins doing his thing right now, the young freshman stud.
Entered with the most rushing yards out of any freshman on the FBS level. 5 carries for 35 on the ground on that opening touchdown drive.
And North Texas moving it early, taking the early lead, 7-0.
This is the American on ESPN. UNT with the #1 scoring offense in the nation, showing incredible balance opening the game with the tutty. Let's check in with Lauren Sisler for the first time on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, what's going on? All right, we're getting ready to see Navy's offense, and everything runs through their quarterback, Blake Horvath, and he's really becoming one of the most complete signal callers this program has seen in years. He's accurate, he's disciplined, he's tough, and he really embodies that 1-0 mentality. And while quarterbacks across college football are cashing in on NIL deals, well, Horvath can't accept a dime because of Service Academy rules, yet he says it's never been about that. For him, it's about purpose, for playing his teammates, the brotherhood, and the mission of serving our country.
Isaiah Bryant popped at the 20-yard line. There is Horvath, the maestro of the mids. He's going to dazzle with depth ball handling in an offense that merges the wing tee, flex bone, and spread.
Yeah, you look at him right now, super athletic. We saw the highlights of what he can do running the football. Quick hands. I mean, he's going to fool everyone at home throughout this game what he does, and he's just never faced big-time moments, as Coach Jeff told us, is when he's at his best.
And Mom, back at home in Ohio, most proud of the fact he became a finalist for the Campbell, a.k.a. the academic Heisman this week. And it will be him to the left side, cutting back up the middle, and the tackle made by Trey Fields after a pickup of 5 yards.
Well, both these defenses have to be ready for the run game. If you're going to play two high safeties, safeties have to be ready to trigger downhill to add a 7th, 8th defender in the box. Once again, got to be a little bit careful. This offense has shown the ability to get those safeties to come up and then, bam, take a shot over the top.
Navy, no surprise, #1 rushing offense in the country, 318 on the ground per game. UNT, meanwhile, has allowed 2 opponents to rush for more than 300. And the carry from Alex Teska, ultimate tough guy, pushing the pile forward, and the initial first down for the Mids.
Well, they've done a great job, too. This offense is not your traditional wing tee offense under center. They've gone out there, and Newberry said, listen, I want a little bit of a unique twist on the offense. I'm a defensive guy. I know what gives us struggles defensively, so you'll see a lot of motions and shifts, some gun as well, not just all under center, traditional wing tee from Navy.
Changed the trajectory of this program, did Coach Newberry when he hired Drew Cronick as his OC a year ago. Here's some of the razzle-dazzle. Eli Heidenreich gets upended. And if he breaks free from Davion Armstead there's some serious damage ahead of him.
Well, number 22 is a guy you have to keep your eye on with for this defense. Can catch the ball down the field. And obviously this is what they like to do offensively. Get you moving one direction, come back the other direction. 22, one of the premier athletes in college football this season.
Also see him involved in the pass game, and yes, we will see Navy go spread and shotgun and throw the rock. Heidenreich with the most touchdown catches in midshipman history. Horvath back under center. Teska weaving through, and it's going to be a yard shy of the sticks. 4-yard pickup. Armstead with his second tackle.
Well, you're talking about a defense right now for North Texas, giving up 190 yards per game on the ground, which is 10th in the Americans. I think Navy's just licking their chops saying, hey, if we can continue to win on 1st and 2nd down, we get to 3rd and short like this, it's almost a gimme for this offense.
4th best 3rd down offense in the country. And the push. Horvath gets a boost from Heidenreich. And a second first down for the midshipmen.
Let's look at our impact players of the game, brought to you by Mattress Firm. Talented players on both sides of the football.
Screen to Heidenreich, and how about Navy switching it up on you and going tempo here?
I like it, mix it up a little bit. Let's get back to now our impact players of the game on both sides of the football. We saw Heidenreich get the run play a couple plays ago. Man, you got to keep an eye out for number 22. Paris, linebacker, you'll see him all over the field too. Caleb Hawkins with an early touchdown. And in Trey Fields, these linebackers have played great this year for this defense. They're going to be asked to do a lot against this offense here this afternoon.
Impact players brought to you by Mattress Firm. Flex bone look here. Teska with the carry, breaks one tackle, that forward body lane, and there's a flag down as it looked like Teska had enough to pick up the first down.
Holding Number 79, offense. 10-yard penalty. Take it down.
So that's a hold against Navy. How about this, though, on the Navy offensive line? Starting a true freshman at right tackle, Malcolm Johnson. In the words of his OC, Drew Cronick, Malcolm Johnson is beautiful.
Yeah.
The academies usually don't get guys 6'6", 280 as freshmen at offensive tackle.
Well, he's a former basketball player and played receiver in high school, too. Has gained a bunch of weight to be able to play tackle. And, yes, he is a beautiful right tackle. Nice, quick feet. Made his first start a week ago. Excited to see what he can do in his second start.
Charles Robinson in motion. Horvath with the fake, flipping it back. Teska blown up. Davion Armstead returning fire.
And that's what these corners are going to have to do. They're going to have to be impact players in the run game and then with the screen game, too. What an absolute boom. Staying in spot, not to get fooled by the right direction, and was home to make the tackle. What a shot from the corner.
3 tackles on the opening drive for Davion Armstead. Third in the deck of the Gerald Ford for Navy. Horvath thought about throwing. Tight window, popped, nearly picked off. He was looking for another quarterback, Jackson Gutierrez, out of the backfield.
Yeah, not many offenses have a plan for 3rd and 21. Navy definitely does not have many options in the playbook for that down and distance. Just trying to get something to move the football down the field, and coverage was great. Ended up dropping 8 in the coverage and almost tipped that up for a possible interception for North Texas. Nice stop there.
Couple of first downs and the holding call that wiped out a run by Teska that looked like would be the 3rd first down of the opening drive. End over end roller, and that's going to scoot past Landon Sides and back up Drew Mestemaker inside the 15-yard line.
Timeout on the field.
Opening drive from Mestemaker. Used the freshman running back a lot with Caleb Hawkins. How will he follow up a career-defining and altering performance of 6:08 last week against Charlotte?
ESPN College Football is presented by Tums Fast Heartburn Relief, so you can love food back.
It's an early kick, 11 a.m. Central Time, the day after Halloween. It's going to be a slow arriving crowd, but a lot on the line here for UNT. 7-1 for the first time since 1977. There's the head coach, Eric Morris. Look, the new reality of college football, with the coaching carousel what it is, two things are certain. Eric Morris and his quarterback, Drew Mestemaker, are getting paid in the offseason.
Yes.
It's just a question of where are they collecting that check from. Mestemaker led an opening touchdown drive for the Mean Green of UNT, highlighted by this man, Caleb Hawkins, freshman out of Shawnee, Oklahoma, with the opening drive touchdown. Brian Newberry, the head coach of Navy, I think he was half joking when he told us that Mestemaker would be a $3 million quarterback in the offseason.
Dude, I played the wrong era. But he is.
Yes.
He is going to get paid a lot of money. He's accurate. He spreads the wealth, which you know in this offense you're going to get that. But his feet are just a thing of beauty. Gets it out quickly, moves around the pocket, and really buys time for his receivers down the field.
Looking to take a shot, comfortable in the pocket, late throw and complete to Landon Sides. Still fighting through the Navy defense and nearly to the 45-yard line.
And on cue, we just talked about what he can do in the pocket, buying some time right there. Finds a space, moves up, and is able to complete it for a first down.
UNT going fast. The quick screen to Hawkins, the tailback, and tripped up shy of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, really, I love his game right now, and he's literally just came out of nowhere. And we saw him in the bowl game a year ago, a former walk-on, didn't even play in high school. And you just think that, like, man, he's only going to get better and more confident every single game, every single snap.
Out of Vandegrift High School in Austin. Hawkins with the carry. He's got a crease. Room to rumble. Hawkins down to the 20-yard line. He's a name you got to know as well. 32 yards for the freshman.
6'2", 200, rumbling, stumbling down the field, but this offensive line, give them credit, they have been pushing around Navy, working their way to the second level.
Mestemaker will throw, and it's tipped down at the line of scrimmage. Julian Mutame was there.
24, Caleb Hawkins getting a little bit of a break right now. Sibley's coming in, number 21, the smaller, more shifty running back. But this offense, once again, I know it's air raid, but it starts with the run game. You said this new era of, hey, we're not going to just throw the ball 60 times a game. We have to be more diverse in what we do.
And the late, great Mike Leach would not recognize this iteration of the air raid. There's Wyatt Young, has a couple of perimeter blocks. Young to the 11-yard line. Now, we asked Eric Morris about the change of philosophy with his offense, said he was tired of consistently leading the country in scoring, but not winning championships. Felt like he had to take the Clemson, the Alabama route and do this, run the football more. That's key for Sibley.
Yeah, it's playing complementary football, both for your offense and defense. And I think right now you're seeing, obviously, the success they're having this year because of this new age of style of the air raid. But it does help when you got a freshman sensation back there in Caleb Hawkins and the quarterback, too, that can read the defense. Say, hey, I understand if you're going to play two high safeties, that's not great to throw the football against. Let's just hand it off.
Red zone drive number 51. They've been there more than anybody. Hawkins looking for his second red zone touchdown, and will take it inside the 5-yard line. Mark Anthony Parker makes the tackle. 5-yard pickup for Caleb Hawkins.
Yeah, and if you're Navy, I mean, you watched a week ago, this offense threw the ball for over 600 yards. So you're worried about, hey, giving up the shots down the field. The mentality is, let's let them run the football. Maybe they'll make a mistake, but when you're getting chunk runs like this, you're just going to keep handing it off.
Hawkins so physical for a freshman out of a small school in Oklahoma. 9th in the FBS with nearly 5 yards after contact per rush. That, folks, is ridiculous. Play number 9 of the drive. Mestemaker, pressure in his face, smartly tries to hit the Eagle mascot, who I hear has great hands or wings.
Flipper. I don't know what hands, I guess. There he is. He was ready in the back of the end zone. We talked about, I don't know. Too much candy last night. Too much candy last night. Let's see. Did he give a good effort on the football? No.
The mascot?
Nowhere inside. Yeah, the mascot. We're talking about he spreads the wealth. Even the mascots are an available option.
That is fair. 3rd and goal. Inside the 5. Hawkins running through a tackle, and that is textbook physicality. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for the freshman out of Oklahoma.
Who said this offense was air raid? This doesn't look air raid to me. This looks like a physical offensive line, run game, run first offense that is beating up this Navy front here in the first quarter.
Hawkins up to 80 yards rushing on 2 drives. And this UNT team that has scored 50 in back-to-back games on pace for a little bit more.
And it starts with the offense line and the right tackle, Jimto Obadegwu, just dying. Look at number 72. Watch the physicality. Their best offensive line. Bam! Come inside, young man. Leading the way for his running back to get his 2nd touchdown early on in this football game.
Eagles don't have flippers. A 14-0 lead for the UNT Mean Green over the undefeated Mids from Navy. One of 6 undefeated teams coming into this week, and the only undefeated playing that enters the game as an underdog this week. Something has to happen now, like right now for Navy. Isaiah Bryant from the 1-yard line. Bryant will not make it back to the 20. Let's check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, Trevor, thank you guys so much. Navy undefeated, but their strength of schedule dead last to the FBS coming into this game. We will figure out all we need to know about these Navy midshipmen for the rest of the way. And we have some movement along the line. Let's figure this out and who's it going to be against. Hoke Smith is saying,
Offside, great defense. Into the neutral zone and calls the offense to react. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, usually you see defenders, you know, that quick shift, defensive lineman move. This one, the offensive line moves quick, but let's look at the upcoming schedules for both these teams, Lo.
so strength of schedule remaining for Navy is number 19 in the FBS. So going from the easiest schedule, according to the numbers, not calling it easy, but that's what the metrics say, and facing the best in the American the rest of the way. And then, oh, by the way, Army win that to get the Commanders-in-Chief. Horvath into the open field. Horvath to the 50, dragging a tackler down to the 40-yard line. And the nation's leading rusher from the quarterback spot picks up 37.
And the thing I love, too, is he's looking for contact down the field. He sees a safety, he says, hey, I want more yards, I ain't going down. It's just so tough. These perimeter defenders are gonna have to figure it out.
Horvath, pump fake, wrapped up, tried to get out of it. Roger the Dodger style could not. Kevion Huddleston was there for the sack. Richard Outland as well, loss of 4.
I think he had a window down the field to throw the football, was very hesitant to unleash. I thought it was the right time to do it. Defense comes up, pulls it, right there, throw it, doesn't like it. And the nice shot defensively to keep going on the outside was Hayes.
Horvath sacked for only the second time this season. When they do throw the football, it's usually downfield shots, and they have a ton of success. Into the belly of Heidenreich, spinning to the 40-yard line.
We're going back to that, down the field, 17.4 yards per catch this year, which is second in the FBS. You said it because they wait for their moments. You think they're going to run it, safeties come up, but then they sneak a wing back down the field wide open, and you're able to hit explosive plays, which really makes it tough for a defense. Eye discipline obviously was the key word all week for North Texas.
Huge third down if Ryan Newberry and Navy will stay on this list of undefeated teams in the FBS. Need to move the chains here. Perhaps 2 shots to do it. Horvath rolls, Gutierrez gives him a block. High catch, Heidenreich elevates and brings it down 12 yards. Third most receiving yards in the history of the U.S. Naval Academy from Eli Heidenreich.
It's just a layers concept, and you're going to be reading the outside corner defender, 14. Watch 14. As soon as 14 comes up, you got the out route on top of him. Well read, nice throw to the left for the completion to your top receiver.
If there's any team in America that can handle the adversity of a 14-point deficit on the road, it's this team of midshipmen. Every day, daunting in Annapolis. Horvath, well, you see that deft ball handling there. It looked like it was in the belly of Brandon Chapman for a while.
Yeah, if anyone can take a shot and keep coming back and back and back, it's a team like Navy, man. It was just, when we talk to these individuals, these young men, just so impressive. We walked away from those conversations like, wow, I'm glad these young men are going to be leading us in some area and obviously protecting us as well. Really a pleasure getting to be with them and their coaches this week.
12-week exams also this week for Navy because of the government shutdown and some of the civilian professors not being able to work until recently. Blake Horvath's finals got pushed to next week. Ball is out! UNT pounces on it! Chapman lost it on the exchange from Horvath. And if that stands, it will be takeaway number 18 and a stone-cold Steve Austin celebration is about to go down.
Well, it's an offense that doesn't give the ball away. Only the 4th fumble of the season. As you said, Lowell, this is a defense that finds a way to get the ball, and this is less on them and more on just the exchange from Navy. Ball just not properly put into the belly of Chapman there. And a huge mistake for this offense who needed some points on that drive. Looked like it just slips right through the belly of the running back.
18 takeaways coming into this game. Only 2 teams in college football had more. Now Mestonmaker will try to cash in. Quick hitch and complete to the tight end, Trey Williams. Ball bounces out, but it looks like it was already whistled dead. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Stone Cold Steve Austin played for the UNT defense in the 1980s. He became a wrestling superstar with a celebration like that. Have some fun, why don't you, here in Denton. Kevin, I think you're stirring up the pot a little bit. I mean, we're here with Navy trailing 14-0. They're giving us the update that Army's currently winning. A little bit of a hornet's nest here as they try to hang with UNT, the Mean Green, the #1 scoring offense in America, has touchdown runs on their first 2 drives by Caleb Hawkins, and were able to pounce on a fumble by Navy moments ago. Loser of this game, out of the college football playoff race. Mestamaker lassoed and brought down for a loss as Marcus Blizzard makes the play, loss of 10.
Well, they're trying to take a shot there. They've been running the football, expecting run, 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 and this is the aggressive nature of this Navy defense. Blizzard coming right on the edge, and tremendous tackle to finally get a negative yard play against North Texas.
P.J. Volker, defensive coordinator, as there's a jump here. Free play, Mestamaker lets it fly, and incomplete. But the DC for Navy has not been happy with the way the unit has performed.
Defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
So now we're seeing a lot of guys that haven't played a lot of defensive snaps getting opportunities just to try to shake things up and make an impact.
You saw that last week in Cauley coming in there at the linebacking spot, and you see the impact that he made a week ago, 9 tackles in his first start. So they're just trying to throw guys out there, and honestly, too, I mean, give them a break based on how much they played there in the first quarter.
Newberry was the defensive coordinator before taking over for Ken Niumatalolo as head coach of the Mids. Mestamaker flushed. 2 Mids there, he just is gonna throw this one away and live to fight on another down.
It is a critical 3rd down here for this defense. Can they get off the field? Can they gain some confidence? As your 4th down, that's a good 3rd down stop. Really good job for them to gain the confidence and get their offense the ball back and see if they move the ball down the field and put some points on the board.
And there is P.J. Volker, 3rd season as the DC. He'll love that stop. It was set up by a sack by a Navy player that has not had a lot of reps this season, Sawyer Evans. The punt is away. Fair catch called for at the 37-yard line. Coming up at 3:30 Eastern on ABC and the all-new ESPN app. It's the, how do you say that rivalry?
It's a pretty good one. It's one of the better ones, I would say.
Which team goes first?
It's the team that won the previous year goes first.
Okay.
Yes.
The Bulldog would know. Georgia and Florida coming up 3:30 Eastern time. Then OU and Tennessee. OU still in CFP picture, and this was one of your big highlights from that rivalry.
Yeah, 3-1 in this game, baby. Malcolm Mitchell making a big-time play. So he took down the #2 Florida Gators that year.
14-0 lead for UNT. Blake Horvath coming back, high snap. He keeps and has the block from Alex Teska in from him. Ethan Wesloski forcing him out. Horvath 16-4 as a starting quarterback for the Navy Mids. UNT was the first opponent that he ever beat as a starting quarterback. On the FBS level, that was back in 2023, as Navy has won the previous 2 matchups all time with UNT. Patience. Horvath falls forward, and it's going to set up a 3rd and short. And today's Player Spotlight is brought to you by Tecovas. Senior from Ohio, operations research major, 3.69 GPA. That is the highest of the senior class on this Navy football team. Finalist for the Campbell Trophy, that's the academic Heisman. He wants to be a pilot upon graduation. We asked him what his call sign would be, and he said the obvious choice is QB1. I said, how about Heisman?
100%.
And he said that's a little too pretentious. 3rd and 2, power formation, and Teska moving the chains as physical as they come for this Navy offense. 2nd leading rusher behind Blake Horvath, and it's a 1st down Mids. Lauren.
Yeah, and it was really cool how Horvath had compared being a Navy pilot to the culture around aviation and reminding him a lot of football, tight-knit team, shared responsibility, that feeling of being in control. It's like being in the pocket, just in a different way.
Trying to get control of this game. Heidenreich tried to cut it up and lost his footing. It's a Navy team playing without their top tight end, Cody Howard.
Official timeout.
He's out this game with an injury, and the tight end spot has been vital for this offensive turnaround under Drew Cronic. UNT player is currently down, hurt on the far side of the field. We'll take a break. And former American Conference standout Darian Mensah transferring from Tulane to Duke in the offseason. Second down and 6 year for Navy. Horvath, right side, spins off one tackle. Moments ago, it was Shane Witter, senior linebacker out of Burlington, North Carolina, that came off the field after a non-contact injury. He was favoring his knee. Mainly a special teams player when he started his career at Oklahoma, but has really blossomed for this UNT defense. Leads the team with 60 tackles on the season.
Yeah, I mean, the strength of this defense is at linebacking position. We expected to see more of Wisloski at points in this game too. It looks like he'll be the go-to guy now defensively at that second level.
Key third down, and it's Horvath still going. A fake to Eli Heidenreich. Got some mean green defenders to bite, and he moves the chain.
Hey, it's just difficult. It's tough for us up here. It's tough for the guys on the defensive side of the football for North Texas to know who's getting the football. He just does a tremendous job. He's like a blackjack dealer, dealing it out there.
Horvath will throw, directing traffic. Suplexed by Ethan Day. That is a brutal hit for a quarterback to take as he's releasing.
Yeah, because you can't really protect yourself at all. And these are ones where you're trying to make a play. You don't get to throw the ball a lot if you're Navy. And you have to understand that at some point you just got to get rid of it, protect yourself. I run the ball enough as a quarterback and get plenty of hits. Ooh, that's a dangerous one landing on your right shoulder as well.
Ethan Day, the team leader in sacks for UNT, coming in with 4 to this pivotal game in the American race. CFP implications as well. Loser pretty much out of that conversation. Horvath, the late pitch to Chapman. Chapman hits the brakes into the 25-yard line. Horvath slow to get up. You're gonna take some abuse running this offense in that position.
Oh, a ton of abuse, and I mean, just how good of an athlete is he to go to his left, be able to go downhill, feel like you're gonna run it, then at the last moment, pitch it out to the outside.
How about this? Number 11, number 8, and number 5, all in the backfield for Navy. Those are their 3 quarterbacks.
Well, they're all athletes. They're all essentially running backs that can throw the football a little bit. And they love what all 3 of them could do in the blocking game and also running the football.
Woodson to the slot in the right. Gutierrez as the back lined up behind Horvath.
Rolling of the play, the backwards pass. That play is under further review.
And I cannot hear the PA announcement, but I believe something is under review.
Are they looking at where the pitch was on the last play? Yeah, if it was lateral or not, yeah, we could not hear exactly what the call was from down on the field, but to me, that's the only thing they could maybe be looking at. I thought from up here, it looked like it was a lateral. We'll get a couple more views of where the ball was pitched from the quarterback's hands and if it was forward or behind, but you can still obviously push the ball and lateral it backwards even if you're across the line of scrimmage as a runner, as long as that ball does not go forward.
All right, so looking at the line of scrimmage here, how close was Horvath?
He pitched it
Looks
backwards.
like, yeah, and regardless, it's a backwards pitch, so even if he is beyond the line of scrimmage, that's perfectly legal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. I think this will be our best view at it.
That's not even close.
Not even close at all. He pitches the ball about, I would say, probably still about a yard behind him.
At the further review, the ruling on the field is uphill.
So the call upheld, so apologize for the technical difficulties. We did not have the first announcement to lead up to the review, but they were reviewing where that pitch was made. And it was a backwards pitch, so regardless if it was made behind or in front of the line of scrimmage, it would not matter. Perfectly legal. And pivotal play for Navy. And so there is the future of the quarterback spot, Braxton Woodson, who is going to be featured a little bit more in the offense down the stretch. We saw him tote the rock and throw a pass for 16 yards a week ago. And a fake to Woodson. Horvath, backside pressure. He did not feel it. Bryson Hayes brings him down. Horvath entered the game being sacked once all season. UNT, in mean Joe Green style, has brought him down twice. There is a flag down on the UNT side of the field.
Holding, number 2, defense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And that's a hold on Davion Armstead. And that is going to erase that sack and move up Navy.
That's a great job defensively, staying back and being honest with all the action going on, but he still obviously cannot hold. Maybe gets a freebie there to get the first down. See if they can take advantage of it.
Navy in a 14-point hole. And at the 10-yard line, you can see it there from Armstead. Tied for the largest deficit the Mids have faced this season. Horvath right side, rocked at the line of scrimmage. And Weslowski, showing why he is one of the most feared linebackers in the American, leads this team with now 10 run stops at or behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, he's coming in there a little bit more because of the injury to Witter, and he just he diagnosed it, he sees it, and just downhill is number 32. Watch him just find the hole and lay the wood on Horvath.
UNT has not been fooled by this Navy hybrid offense. Not fooled here. Open field tackle and a fine one by Weslowski. Horvath told us that last week, taking on Florida Atlantic, he had both defensive ends shouting to their defensive mates that the play was being run in their direction. Two opposite directions.
It's really hard to figure out which way it's going. Is it going right? Is it going left? Is it going to go downhill with the dive? Just so much motion and shift, which makes this offense very difficult. That's why you just have to trust your eyes and obviously be very balanced defensively. And that's the hard part. You know, you want to show some stuff, you want to be aggressive, but if you're too aggressive, they're just going to go the other direction.
Only Memphis better nationally in the red zone than Navy. Heidenreich, nowhere to go. 3rd and 6 stop for the UNT defense. They have been nails.
Well, this is an offense that is 2nd in the country in red zone touchdown percentage at 81%, but I think this is a little bit too far to go for it with your style of offense. Get some points on the board, feel good about it, and obviously you just gave your defense a pretty nice break as well.
Nathan Kirkwood is on. 5 of 6 on the season, 4 of 4 inside 40 yards. To get undefeated Navy on the board. And the midshipmen have their first 3. So what was time for the largest deficit this undefeated team has faced this season? Chipping away, now 11 points down to the Mean Green.
college football playoff top 25.
We got brackets to talk about. A lot of movement wide open.
The top 25 rankings reveal and 12-team CFP projection. Tuesday on ESPN.
Tuesday on ESPN, we have the College Football Playoff Top 25 show presented by Allstate. Until then, let's see what the Allstate predictor has. Ramifications for this game. Navy with an 8% chance to get into the field if they get a win, drops to under 1% with the loss. North Texas in a really good spot, 23% with the win.
Yeah, I mean, you look at North Texas and what they can do down the stretch and the way they've been playing the football on both sides and obviously proving it today defensively what they can do. Really like them, both teams, to be in that conversation going forward for this conference championship.
A little onside, will it go 10 yards? Jump ball! Navy has it, but they may have touched it too early because a flag is down. Navy with the special teams trickery on the day after Halloween.
16, taking team. 15-yard penalty, first down, North Texas.
And it wasn't it didn't go 10 yards.
Yeah.
It was I called a fair catch and you got in the way of me. Smart head, I mean, what a heads up play for the receiver for North Texas. And I don't think he waved though. There was no indication above his head that he was waving for a fair catch.
Yes, there it is, top of the screen.
There it is, yeah.
So heads up play by Baron Tipton, then it became a jump ball contest. So you just got a little bit of a spark with the field goal to make it an 11-point game. Now Drew Mestemaker coming off an American Conference record 608-yard performance, has tremendous field position. Wyatt Young gets the carry. Let's take another look at this, Aaron.
I mean, I would never have thought in that position to call for a fair catch. You said it, Lowell. What a heads-up play by that young man.
What do you think of the decision at that point? Like, if you're not going to go for it on fourth down, you settle for a field goal.
Your defense just got a 3 and out. You know, they had a nice little break. See what they can do.
Hawkins harassed but picks up the first down. My point, though, is that if that's up your sleeve, just go for it on fourth down.
No, I think kicking the field goal was the right decision. I think that was, I mean, heads up. I would never have thought, once again, in that situation, onside kick to call for a fair catch. And I believe Navy actually got the ball back there off the onside kick. So more credit to UNT for that play.
Hawkins has been cooking. 80 yards rushing and taking bodies to pile up more. The leading freshman rusher in college football. A 5-yard pickup. The most difficult running back to tackle in the American Conference. Right here, showing why. Still rolling. Get off me! A crime scene leading to a hat trick. That's what happens in the wake of Caleb Hawkins' runs. 3 touchdowns.
Just rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, man. What a pleasure to watch this young man here in the first half run the football. Navy presenting a really heavy front. And once you were able to break through that, there was no one really left to stop number 24 from getting his 3rd touchdown of the ball game.
45 forced missed tackles coming into this game. The most in the American, 11th in the FBS. And what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 more? Oh no, hurt him, Caleb Hawkins. the video.
Caleb Hawkins having himself an afternoon here in the first half. 3 rushing touchdowns and over 100 yards already, 8.5 yards per carry. He's been a terror. And look at this one. They're going to line up 7 defenders in the line of scrimmage. There's no second-level linebackers back there. So as soon as you break through at over 200 pounds, there's really no one left besides some DBs to run over to get in the end zone.
Isaiah Bryant through and forced out at the 40-yard line. Gets picked up by his assistant coach. Is he doing CrossFit like you, Aaron?
He looks like it. The muscles just popping. I know you're a little intimidated up here in the booth right now. It's okay. You can hit the gym too. It's okay.
Oh man, his Navy team still fired up and locked in. Check this out. Job well done. I got you.
It's like throwing a sandbag over your shoulder, walking a couple 100 feet with it.
Mark Richt never do that to you on the sideline? Blake Horvath and Navy down 21-3. Horvath, Wookie, sweet feet to the 50-yard line.
It's 100-yard gains. Horvath 5 straight 100-yard gains on the run, or on with his legs this season, and he's just been doing his thing as well. And that's the thing about this offense. At any moment, there could be an explosive play through the air, on the ground.
Actually, number 3 nationally with 10 plays of at least 50 yards. I don't think most people would associate that kind of explosiveness with a Navy offense. But it's different under Drew Cronick. It's still, he got the bread and butter, Alex Teska. He told us this week that he feels bad if he's not hurting after a game because he feels like he hasn't gone hard enough. Come on now.
Yeah, look at the drives here. The punt, the fumble was tough. They were driving down the field and then, unable to punch it in for a touchdown on their last possession. And over 4 minutes to go right now in this quarter before halftime, they would love to eat up as much clock as possible and then also put 7 points on the board.
Got a red zone field goal. That's been a rarity for one of the best red zone offenses in America. There is a whistle and flag down. Movement on Navy.
Ball start, number 73, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And what could have been, they get the field goal, come right back with the surprise onside kick, nearly high point that ball, but kick catch interference because of a heads-up play by UNT led to a 5-play touchdown drive.
Yeah, and right now, this is not an offense. We saw second possession, penalty brought them back. They don't want to be behind the chains. They have to be moving forward. So now being 2nd and 10 is not ideal. Really have not been able to get the passing game open at all here in the first half.
Horvath, high snap out of the shotgun, looking for the veer pitch, but then flips it high. Teska brings it down, and Teska to the 35-yard line.
And just buying time, same play they hit earlier, just a layers concept to the left, and a difficult throw then, even more difficult throw now, just buying as much time as possible, going to your weak side and just up and over to your fullback. There's no one's there, I want to run it. Oh, no, I don't. Showing off the athleticism of the quarterback and fullback there.
Chapman. Look at UNT fan out the defense and make the stop. Trey Fields, he was one of the number of transfers from Sam Houston State that followed the new young defensive coordinator, Skylar Cassidy. And according to Pro Football Focus, he's got the best tackling grade among players that have played 80% of snaps this year.
Well, this defense knew exactly what was coming. By 3 guys there for UNT, ready to make the tackle in the backfield. You said it, man. These linebackers been really impressive all season, especially here this afternoon.
7 transfers from Sam Houston State. Gutierrez sealed the edge and will limp off the field after setting up Horvath for 6 yards. Gutierrez listed as one of the quarterbacks on this depth chart, along with Braxton Woodson and Blake Horvath, and all 3 are physical.
And I would say this right now, the way that your defense is playing down 21-3, I think this is going to be going forward, really four-down thinking territory, especially in the end of this first half. Field goals aren't going to get it done.
Third and 6, Chapman, right side, Tasco with the block, like he is catapulting off the Gerald Ford. He's gone.
We said it, they can hit plays, they can hit explosive plays. And nice shot blocking, everyone's saying quarterback run, you hit the edge, everyone comes down. It's a nice block on the outside by Texla as well, and all of a sudden it is a long touchdown run for Navy, who finally finds the end zone here at the end of the first half.
Brandon Chapman, second touchdown of the season. His coaches say he weighs 170 pounds with his helmet on. I think Blake Horvath said it best. He's been through a lot, but keeps coming back to fight. Type of guy that keeps getting thrown out of the bar, but keeps coming back. Navy finds the end zone. Dance, young man, dance. Kevin and Trevor looking forward to that. Of course, both these teams state in their case to be the AQ out of the group of 5 will A little more clarity on Tuesday with the release of the top 25, the CFP rankings for the first time. Let's talk about the NFL. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. NFL Sunday Countdown goes all access as Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes on the art of off-platform throws. And we got J.J. McCarthy and the Vikes and Lions. Live reports there. Randy's best catches of the week. And you got Moss. And then Monday Night Football from Dallas. Cardinals taking on the Cowboys. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern on ABC. ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app with Peyton and Eli over on ESPN2. And here in the Metroplex, Navy football will always be in the hearts of Cowboys fans because of the great Roger Staubach. As this is Hawkins trying to take it right side, will not break away from Andrew Duhart.
Well, it's been near perfect for North Texas in this football game. Had the lone punt, but other than that, been able to march up and down the field, 3 touchdowns. Really have had the ability to run it when they want. Interesting now, they're probably going to throw the ball a lot more, obviously, see if they can score here before halftime.
1:30 left. Hawkins, hole, tries to shake a defender, but Navy decides it's time to tackle. Justin Ross wraps up. Navy will get the football back. We mentioned Roger Staubach, known as Roger the Dodger and Captain Comeback in his Cowboys days. Blake Horvath has a little bit of that vibe for Navy. Just give him a chance in the fourth quarter. Stop would go a long ways, but Hawkins wants bodies, getting more. Who upset this kid?
Well, I say you got to throw it, but if you're going to get 10, 15 yards, I mean, Navy's just playing cover 2 high safeties, light box, and he's just running over dudes out there.
They get him in the backfield here, as initially.
Good time maybe to use that first time out. There we go. Let's go back to play before. I think everyone's thinking pass, pass, pass.
Timeout.
And you got a 200-pound running back coming downhill who's playing with a lot of confidence in this ball game.
5-6. Thank you. 30-second timeout.
Let's check in with Lauren.
Guys, talking to his offensive lineman, Gabe Blair, he said that dude is unreal. Watching him run, it doesn't make sense sometimes. People just bounce off of him. You see him one-on-one situations with the safety, and we already know what's coming at you. He's breaking through. He's one of those guys that makes everyone better because you know if you do your job, something special is about to happen behind you.
He's got 100 yards rushing for the 3rd time in his last 5 games. Pleasant surprise, and he keeps this up. It's not just going to be the Mestamaker show. People are going to be pumping up Caleb Hopkins, and maybe Nick Saban's talking about him next week on game
exactly.
day.
Oh, it's just his offense in general. It's just so difficult to slow them down. We've seen them, be one of the best offenses in the country all year long. It's because of their ability to run the football, the playmakers on the outside, and then one of the best young quarterbacks in the country as well.
Win this, you stay alive in the race in the American. Lose this, you still have a chance. It gets more difficult, but almost certainly out of the race for the playoffs. Mestamaker wide open. He's got Cameron Dorner showing the physicality. And when it comes to a physical presence at receiver, Dorner has that.
And it starts with the running back in the backfield, though. Back up, a little smaller. Sibley, nice job protecting to give his quarterback the ability to move up in the pocket.
And Sibley will get the run, breaks 1 tackle, 2, 3, and then takes it to the 16-yard line. Kiefer Sibley coming off the best performance of his young career. 7 carries, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns in the win against Charlotte.
And Sibley's not the bigger of the 2 backs, only 180 pounds, but willing there to take on the linebacker in the backfield, one-on-one. Bam! Nice job in the footwork of Mestamaker, and then a dime of a throw across the field to his top target, Dorner.
That's why Eric Morris is getting so much rave about the job that he has done, because he's had to think outside the box and go under the radar to find these guys. Kiefer Sibley, it wasn't a prospect coming out of Waco. Caleb Hawkins, lightly recruited out of a small school in Oklahoma. And Drew Mestamaker, he was slated to start his junior year at Vandegrift High School in Austin, just down the road on 35. Deuce Adams, a prospect, moves up from New Braunfels, wins his starting quarterback job. He's now at Louisville, is maybe next in line at the quarterback spot there. So Mestamaker taught himself how to punt so he could get on the field Aldridge District as a punter and a safety at Vandegrift. And now leading the highest scoring offense in college football. Messemaker, quick screen, make a man miss. Why don't you? Wyatt Young slipstreaming to the 5-yard line.
They just got so many athletes, and you're playing in space. It's like basketball. You're a point guard. Throw to space and let those guys go out there and make someone miss one-on-one. And the ball.
Under 30 seconds. And run they will. Stood up, 3 yards shy of the goal line. And Coleman calling. 15 seconds left. And Kiefer Sibley will not get there. Mark Anthony Parker makes a tackle.
Third and final of the half.
And Eric Morris calling for the timeout.
It's a big play defensively coming up right now for Navy. You would love to keep this to a 2-possession game with a stop, force a field goal. And then the question, too, for North Texas is you got possibly 2 shots if you want to throw the ball in the end zone, but definitely has to be a pass right now.
Well, today's More Than a Home Team is brought to you by Cracker Barrel. And how about this? It's what we do in the great state of Texas. Produce quarterbacks. The top 3 leaders in the FBS in passing yards, all from the Lone Star State. Sawyer Robertson, Lubbock, where Eric Morris was a receiver at Texas Tech.
Well, it's because you don't run the air raid in this state. That's why. You don't just throw the ball 50 times a game.
Those are elite playmakers.
They are. And we've had the opportunity to cover both those guys, other guys, this season. So, you know, Sawyer has been obviously tremendous and really impressed with Josh Hoover. We saw him 2 weeks ago.
I don't know what you guys were doing back in the day at Tampa Plant. Oh, yeah, they're right at the peak here in the best spot, in my opinion, of this stadium.
Great vantage point.
I mean, you get up there and everybody just leaves you alone. You can just watch football and not be bothered.
You just got to be young to walk the stairs to get up there. It's a hike.
3rd and goal. Did Navy leave UNT too much time? Into the Navy section, and they are loud. Mestemaker out of the reach of Miles Coleman, his best friend growing up in Austin that also played with him at Vandegrift.
He had him, and you see he's not happy with that throw. Should be just an easy out route to Coleman, who's been banged up and not been able to play since the USF game. And a hair bit too wide, unfortunately. And you see Messemaker, he does not miss a lot of those.
How about the Navy section? They got loud on that 3rd down and were a factor. Enormous stop for the Mids to try to stay in this game. And the kick from Kali Nguma is up and good from 21 yards out. And we salute the Navy fans and the job that they have done showing up for this early kick here in Denton and really being engaged and being a factor.
It's a huge play right there. I mean, touchdown the field goal, all of a sudden you get the ball to start the second half thinking, hey guys, we go down the field, we score, it's a 1-possession game at that point.
Yeah.
So and we made some self-inflicted wounds there in the first half. The fumble, big time mistake there, you know, close to the red area. The onside kick, which gave North Texas short field position to be able to punch it in. 2-possession game, we get the ball, we're right in it. So I expect to see a Navy team go in the halftime, take their punches, take their licks, but ready to go for 2 more quarters of football.
Got to give North Texas so much credit, and typically it goes to what they've done offensively, because it is an elite offense, highest scoring in college football. Defense has looked really good for a difficult offense to prepare for.
Very difficult offense, and they're fortunate enough early on the season to have faced Army, so they've practiced against all the things, eye candy, triple option-esque stuff going on, which is helping them here early on in this football game.
Not giving Navy anything through the air, which they typically are able to do a lot more efficiently, just 31 passing yards, and that's gonna strike 0. There is a flag down.
The half is not over. There's a foul on the play. The half is not over.
All right, everybody come back. It's on the side of the field that North Texas kicked from.
It's going to be an offsides on the kickoff team.
Checking with Navy head coach Brian Newberry.
Offside, number 9, Tiki team. 5-yard penalty and re kick. We'll have an untimed down.
So an untimed down. Kicking it again. And keep in mind, for Navy, they get the football back to start the second half. And that's clearly offsides. Samaje Burrell, the guilty party. Eric Morris, head coach of UNT, 7-1 to start the season, first time since 1977. Meanwhile, for Navy, 10 straight wins dating back to last season. Ohio State with the longest active streak at 11. If Brian Newberry and the midshipmen can find a way to come back and get this win, it will be the longest win streak in program history.
This is an untimed down.
Can you just kick this ball and bounce at this point? Untimed down?
No time left in the first half. Untimed down.
Yeah, but even if it's another flag, you get one more free play.
Yeah, this is going to kick this short and let someone that's not used to having the football touch it. And that will take us to the end of the first half. But this was a half of football that belonged to Caleb Hawkins. All the talk about Drew Mestemaker coming off the 608-yard record-setting performance against Charlotte, and it's Hawkins, the freshman running back, for 132 rushing yards. Let's check in with Lauren.
Coach, you're down 14 right now going into the half. How do you slow down this North Texas offense and Caleb Hawkins?
Well, we got to do our job on defense. We got to tackle a heck of a lot better. We got to execute at a higher level, first of all. And offensively, we're moving the football. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times. We had the turnover, had a holding call that got us off track, and then we got to score touchdowns, not field goals, when we get down the red zone. But get the ball coming out in the first half or in the second half, and we got to get rolling.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Yeah.
Lowell.
1 of 6 undefeated teams remaining in the FBS, trailing 24-10 at the half. Here's Kevin and Trevor in studio.
complimentary football. We've been able to run.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football presented by Tums. UNT trying to hand Navy its first loss of the season. That brings us to the Tums first half stats. Rushing yards, surprise there, the 135 on the ground for the Mean Green, the most that Navy has allowed in any half this season. What you don't see there, UNT defensively holding Navy to a field goal in the red zone and picking up their 18th takeaway of the season. One of the best in America when it comes to that. Lo Galindo here with you in Denton, Texas with my guy Aaron Murray. Lauren Sisler joins us from the field. I guess Drew Mestemaker's not throwing for 608 and back-to-back games, but that may not matter with the performance UNT is having from the freshman running back.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty with this offense right now. As you go from a game where you threw it for 608 yards, a defense wants to play soft. We'll just hand the ball off to Hawkins and get a bunch of yards on the ground. So it just shows you how difficult it is to prepare for this offense each and every week. But, man, what this freshman running back has done, Hawkins, has been tremendous. Physical runner, very powerful. It does not one guy that can take it down. It's not two, it's not three. It's going to take an entire defense to bring down number 24 in the first half. 132 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7.8 yards every time he touches the football. Let's see if this defense figure out a way to stop him here in the second half, because 24 is looking like he's going to get north of 200 yards here this afternoon.
And runs the ball in such a demeaning way. Short kick to the 30-yard line. Let's check in with Lauren Sisler. This was her earlier
Coach,
with
you're
Eric
up
Moore.
14 now at the half. What's been the big spark for your offense?
Yeah, I think we've played complementary football. We've been able to run it. We've been able to throw it. Continuing to run the football is going to be huge for us in the second half. And then defensively, got us a takeaway in that one. Weren't able to capitalize on it. If they get us another one, we got to go capitalize.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Navy entered the day 1-6, unbeaten teams. We see Ohio State in that group struggling with Penn State right now. And midshipmen facing the largest deficit they have all season long. Blake Horvath will try to bring it back here in the second half. Horvath with the opening carry and holding on for dear life is Ethan Weslowski, who has been making the critical tackles in the first half.
He did. He came in there with a little injury to the secondary or second level of this defense and a shoestring tackle. But the hands of Horvath putting it into the belly of the dive player, really riding it all the way to the line of scrimmage, then pulling out last second, and then using his speed to hit the outside.
Most rushing yards in the FBS by a quarterback. Chapman had the fumble in the first half. Oh, the spin off the stop and go.
The B spin.
What was that?
That was a hit the controller B, little slow, full spin. And, hey, it worked.
That was straight out of CFB 26.
Yes, it was.
Never works when I try it. Nasty.
You still claim you're great on the sticks. I'm going to have to find that one day for sure.
Come get some. Heidenreich turning it up. Here we see it is so hard to figure out, even from up here, where the ball is going when you have a quarterback as good with deception as Blake Horvath.
Yeah, you really do. I want to see Heidenreich get the ball a little bit more. Only 3 touches there, or 4 touches in the first half. He's just a dynamic athlete. Plays like that, passes down the field as well. Let's see if they can get some passing game going a little bit here in the second half, so look out for number 22.
Yeah, he was really more of a blocker last week in the win against Florida Atlantic, but a devastating one at that. The flex bone look, and it's going to be Horvath with the keep. The pitch to Heidenreich, gets a block, 2 of them, and Heidenreich listens to Aaron Murray's call for more to the 20-yard line.
Hey, it's your best 2 players, 11 and 22. You're down by 14. You need a score right now to make this a 1-score game. Find ways to give the option of, hey, 11's keeping it or number 22 is going to get the ball.
Heidenreich again as Navy goes fast. They've done a good job switching up the tempo in this game.
I do like that. We were expecting that from North Texas, obviously, what they do offensively, mixing it up, and Navy going a little bit faster. And when things are going fast defensively, when your eye discipline, it makes it even tougher when the offense is going fast when it comes to their tempo.
Second best red zone team in college football. Only Memphis is better, yet their only trip inside the 20 resulted in a field goal. Backup quarterback Jackson Gutierrez lines up behind Blake Horvath. And there is movement on the right side. And a clear jump. 66, Jalen Acevedo with the early move, pending the call.
All start. We're 79. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Take it down.
And that was
Coach Smith.
And that was one of the bigger things we saw in the first half. This offensive line, there's a holding penalty, another full start penalty that put them behind the chains. They were not able to overcome that. Let's see if they're able to get some positive yards here on second down.
Yeah, that opening drive for Navy, they were cooking. Looked like they had their 3rd first down of their opening drive and had a penalty on the O-line, moved that back, and Navy got nothing out of it. Trailed quickly, 14-0.
See the chess match going right now. Check offense, and then they check on defense.
And Brian Newberry is fired up over on the Navy sideline.
Delay game. Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Take it down.
Just something's off, Aaron.
Well, they're trying to get into the perfect play, and the defense checked, and then they were going to recheck offensively, but guess what? You only get so much time as a quarterback to figure out what you want to do, and sometimes you just got to snap the football and play with the play that's given to you, and this is not where you want to be. Back-to-back penalties, second and long situation for this offense.
Also a wake-up call for Navy. According to ESPN Analytics, their road leading to this game, it's been the easiest schedule in the FBS. From here on out, the 19th most difficult. To the big boy, Alex Teska.
And the one thing when you are a triple option based team and you understand that you yourself are not going to get a lot of possession. So I wonder if that was kind of a play call of understanding, hey, we're down 2 scores. The other team's running the ball well. They're eating up clock too. Are we already in four down mode right now offensively, knowing that field goals may not cut it in this ball game?
Good luck figuring out at this point who's coming out of the American. It will come down to the final weekend. Navy, the lone undefeated, 5-0 in conference, 7-0 overall. Third down, Blake Horvath, finalist for the Campbell. The academic Heisman showing he can roll as well. And that is going to set up a 4th and short. This is the type of situation when on their first red zone trip, they decided to kick the field goal. What happens here?
You go for it here. I think that was a little bit of a longer situation. That was more in that 4 to 5 to 6 range. I think 4 and 3 is kind of right up your alley of where you feel comfortable going for it offensively. And it's going to be hard not to just trust number 11. And you see right there, ESPN Analytics says go for it here. I think it's the right call.
Horvath under center, keeps it, end zone, Blake Horvath, Navy ain't going away.
What a big boy drive. And we said at the beginning of the broadcast, when things are tough, when you need plays, Blake Horvath has that in him. 4th and 3, you need a touchdown to get the second half going. He's able to get the run before that, and then that one to get in the end zone to make this a 1-score game now.
Is there a new captain comeback out of Navy, touching down in the Metroplex? Like the Heisman winner Roger Staubach before him, known for second half electricity. Blake Horvath. Now you see me, now you don't, and Navy is right in this. This is the American on ESPN, and this is what we are eventually playing for, the championship trophy. And this race will be as entertaining as any in college football. North Texas and Navy right in the middle of the race. And that sells out of the back of the end zone.
Let's go to the last play. How did this get so wide open from one of the best, if not best, running quarterbacks in the country? And all he's going to be doing is reading Richard Outland, number 8. If he crashes, you pull it. If he goes uphill, you hand it off. Number 8 brings it downhill, and then it's a race to the end zone for number 11, who now has his 6th straight 100-yard rushing game this season.
And it also goes back to how critical it was to hold North Texas to a field goal at the end of the first half in the red zone. Back to work. On the ground, Caleb Hawkins. 3 100-yard rushing games over the last 5. The freshman from Oklahoma starting to cook.
Well, the key's gonna be, how do you stop this rushing attack? I expect very aggressive safeties to come down to stop the run.
Meston-Maker will throw one-on-one and open in the bucket. 35-yard line, complete to Cameron Dorner. Coming off his first 100-yard game on the FBS level, picks up 39 there.
Well, if you want to play cover 4, you're going to leave your corners one-on-one the outside, and he just beats him. Dorner felt like it was a little bit of a stutter and go on the outside. Corner jumps, and then it's right over the top. Nicely thrown football for a big completion through the air.
Playing D2 football for the past 3 years. Meston-Maker, protection. Tried to thread the needle into tight coverage to land in sides, 2 yards.
Actually ran the mesh concept, and he had the other mesh, the other shallow cross open. Let's go back to the previous play, though. How do you get so wide open? You see one-on-one, you get so many bodies committed inside to stop the run. A little stutter, bam, get on top. And that ball's thrown another 2 yards further. That may have been a touchdown.
Meston-Maker has not forced anything today. Playing in the flow of what is a run-heavy attack. Oh, the jukes! Meston-Maker, unfortunately, nailed by his own offensive line. Griffin Willis gets credit, but that's really the right side of the O-line. Brought him down.
I believe that was Coleman Cauley there on the linebacker blitz. Said, you ain't getting outside of me, force him back inside, and there's just no one. The play was designed for a quarterback roll bootleg to the left. And then when you're able to stop and come back as a quarterback, there's nothing really you can do but just try to get as many yards as you can with your legs.
3rd and 14. Inside rush, screen. North Texas so good at this, but they will not fool Coleman Cauley. Speed, violence, aggression. The scouting report from his coaches.
Yeah, and grew up a ton a week ago. And that was a major tackle right there to make sure that they were out of field goal range to keep this to a 1-score game. Recognize this is, you said, one of the better screen teams in the country. Knowing that, hey, down and distance, dictate, hey, high alert, screen, screen, screen. And number 58 is there to make the tackle for loss.
North Texas will have to punt. Stops have been few and far between for this Navy defense. Sawyer Evans, team captain. On the 50. And an opportunity to down it inside the 1. No, touchback. That was
the ruling of the field is a touchback.
And Sawyer Evans thought he got the right touch there. Certainly had the correct bounce.
Yeah, he should never let it bounce, so he should have caught. She should have caught this. I don't know if the sun got in his eyes or what, but catch the ball. But as soon as the ball crosses the plane, it is a touchback. Missed opportunity right there. A really nice punt. Now let's see if Navy can tie this thing up with a drive.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Once down by 18 points, Navy is a touchdown drive away from tying this bad boy up. Let's join Lauren Sisler with our LinkedIn sideline report. Happy November, sis.
Happy November, and Coach Newberry says November is for the real ones. He said they broke this season down into 3 phases, kind of based around their bye week. The first one is about just getting into a rhythm. The second phase is about really showing incremental improvement. And the third one here is about showing up when it really matters. We've learned to win ugly games, how to finish, and that's what separates this team.
Alex Tesco around the left side. And when it comes to the realist, Alex Tesco is that guy.
I always say a 2-possession lead is one of the more dangerous leads in football, because all of a sudden you get 1 score and it's 1 possession, then the other team, the opposing team, North Texas, gets a little bit tight. They start getting a little bit worried themselves, and all the momentum right now is on the Navy side.
10 years ago, you say Service Academy is down to an air raid program by 18. No way that Service Academy is getting back into the game. This ain't your grandpa's Navy football team. Horvath, tough running for a couple on first down. Trey Fields is there to make the stop.
Well, we said in the first half there's moments that, hey, Navy's defense needs to make a stop. Navy's defense needs to make a stop. They're able to do it once and then hold North Texas to a field goal. This is a moment, I'm going to say the other side, North Texas needs to find a way to get off the field. Easier said than done with all that's going on with the Navy offense.
A hybrid of the wing T, flex bone, and spread. Navy going old school. They have not thrown the football in the second half, and a flag is down.
It's going to be Chapman.
False start. Number 24, offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
A lot of false starts. That's probably 3 false starts by this offense line. Now Chapman. Pre-snap penalties. That's something you see a lot of from Navy.
5 of them in all pre-snap in this game. A critical one on the opening drive for Navy. And it took away what would have been their 3rd first down. Second and 14 for Blake Horvath. The senior pulled it from the belly and just off the mark, looking for Eli Heidenreich. Don't see that combo misconnect too often.
It's just the ball came off Horvath's hand a little weird. It's just a straight, they call a wounded duck out of the hand. And look at 22 running that nice, what I call an Okie route to the outside. And you have to keep that ball more towards the sideline, but I just think it came out of Horvath's hands a little funky, unfortunately.
3rd and 14.
There's a big opportunity for this defense to get off the field.
3-man rush. Horvath climbs the pocket and will throw one-handed pick. No way! Come on now, Quentin Hammonds. He's about to go stone cold. Sports Center top 10. I mean, interception of the week. I know it's the early window.
It's up there though. And it's just this on Horvath right here. Just throw the football away, trying to make a play to, honestly, a receiver that is out of bounds. And Hammonds was the guy this coach staff talked to us about, was going to get matched up a lot of the times against Heidenreich. And right there, he's one-on-one with the tight end and goes up there and mosses it and goes full stone cold, baby.
That is the best takeaway celebration in college football, bar none. Estemaker flips it to Hawkins. Hawkins is stripped up. Quentin Hammonds, by the way, was originally a receiver here at UNT before they moved him to safety in fall camp. And come on now. Honoring the great Stone Cold Steve Austin, former defensive standout for UNT before he became a wrestling superstar. But I was not aware that Quentin Hammonds suddenly morphed into Charles Woodson on the sideline.
That was impressive. That was a big-time stop, and now all of a sudden Navy, sudden change, third and medium, themselves needing a big-time stop here as well. See if they can get some pressure. It is a situation defensively. They want to be aggressive. They show a lot, but you don't want to go one-on-one the outside with the speed and athleticism of these receivers either.
And after all that, Hammonds may have to go right back to work. Not going to be the case, because Caleb Hopkins is near that territory where he's impossible to tackle. Hawkins first down, 9 yards. UNT going quick and complete to Wyatt Young.
I think that play right there is a perfect example. The coaching staff told us all week long about Messamaker and just the quickness of his footwork and his ability just to get the ball out now. And a lot of young quarterbacks, they want to overstride with that left foot, gets a little bit too long. If you watch number 17, that left foot is in the ground immediately, able to start that chain reaction to be able to throw the football. He does it as good as anyone else in the country.
Eric Moore saying it's pretty much perfect throwing mechanics. Oh no, pads popping, bones rocking. Caleb Hawkins, 1 yard shy of the first down. Mark Anthony Parker and Giuseppe Sessi trying to make the stop. Here's that tempo. And this is something that Navy was really concerned with, is not just UNT going fast like a lot of historic air raid programs go. They mix up tempo well. We'll see how quickly they get to the line here on 4th and 1.
I think the way you've been able to run the football, how dominant your offensive line's been, and then your quarterback's making great decisions as well. You line up here, see if you can go for it on 4th down. I like the decision if they do go forward with it.
Hawkins on the sideline. 4 targets to the left side of the formation. Miles Coleman, Mestamaker's best friend in motion. Mestamaker looks for him, complete, barely, but complete, first down. Welcome back, Miles Coleman. Has missed the last 2 games with a hammy. He's back and converts on 4th down.
Nice read. Would have liked a little bit of a better throw where you could have maybe caught that and got the sidelines, but hey, first down's a first down. Just reading that flat defender, able to get the conversion.
Mestamaker. There was a very tight window. A flag is down after the incompletion. And from the body language of Braden Nelson at left tackle, it appears it's going to be a hold.
67, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
I could read that from a book from Nelson's reaction alone.
It's like, please don't tell me it was on me, please. I swear I wasn't holding. It's like, nah, you'll be doing that much begging. This probably was a hold.
That's going to be a horrible feeling. What would you say to your offensive line when they came back after a hold?
Don't do that again. Be better.
Were you that pleasant?
Yeah, no. Some choice words for sure.
Tight end is in motion. The bruiser with the rock. And Caleb Hawkins continues to roll. He's going to mess around and put up 200 yards on the ground.
I mean, I wouldn't go away from him, especially in these what you think are passing situations. You're continuing to see Navy think, okay, pass, 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 light box, only 5 or 6 defenders in there, and you just cannot sleep on this run game here this afternoon.
Career high rushing yards now with 157 on 23 carries. Hal Mummy somewhere is going, we don't run the ball that much in the air raid. Open, sideline, complete to the 11-yard line. Landon Sides, the sure-handed receiver, 20 catches, no drops this season coming into the game.
I mean, that's just such a beautiful pass into cover 2, a very tight window to the field.
Hawkins, 4! The 4th rushing touchdown of the day for Caleb Hawkins.
Hey, he's been balling out all day, the running back, but the offensive line. Look at Big Jimto. Watch the big guy, 72 all the way. And we don't see it on your screen, but finishes it with a pancake. The offensive line paving the way for a career day for Caleb Hawkins.
Ties his career high with 4 rushing touchdowns. He also did that against Army. Something about the Service Academies bringing out the best in Caleb Hawkins.
Let's start with the big pass, cover 2, hole shot. And then 24 behind this offensive line cannot be stopped this afternoon.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football presented by Tums. Caleb Hawkins punches in his 4th touchdown run of the day. That follows the interception by Quentin Hammonds, the 19th takeaway of the season for UNT, leading to now 90 points off turnovers, the most in the FBS. Here's Kevin in the studio. Kevin, Trevor, thank you so much. 31-17 lead for Navy. 1 point to the mids. Run out of answers. They had it within 7. The Horvath interception led to the Hawkins touchdown. And Navy one of 6 unbeatens remaining in the FBS. Horvath throwing. And that is complete to Heidrich. That is a long throw, buddy.
That is a long throw for only 8 yards, but still a nice completion there. See if number 22 can get his hands on the ball more here as we inch our way closer to the fourth quarter.
Met at the line is Alex Teska. Wazlowski, standout for UNT today.
I've been really impressed with 32 in this ball game. Coming in, they had an injury to the linebacking position early on this game, and Wazlowski has been in the backfield numerous times here through the first 3 quarters.
But what time is it? Fourth quarter. Otherwise known as Blake Horvath time. The national leader at fourth quarter QBR coming up on his time to shine. Navy needs him now. Navy trying to stay undefeated. North Texas led at the half 24-10. Blake Horvath had a touchdown run on the opening drive to get Navy within 7. Then an interception from Quentin Hammonds led to a Caleb Hawkins touchdown. He's got 4 of those. The Navy 2 turnovers, the difference here in this game, 31-17. Loser could be eliminated from the college football playoff race. And on 3rd and short, Navy is able to move the chains. Lowell Galindo, Aaron Murray, Lauren Sisler on the sideline. What does Navy have to do now here in this 4th quarter?
I don't think that there's a need of like, oh, Navy needs to start throwing the football left and right. Like, play your offense. It's a 2-score game. You score, and then you got to trust your defense to be able to make a stop. So, still have an entire quarter to go. But first things first, you have to move the football down the field and get into the end zone.
96.7 4th quarter QBR. Horvath with the best in the nation, but they will lean on the run game here. Brandon Chapman will take it 1-yard shy.
7 plays of 60-plus yards this season, tied most in the country, is this offense. I think the big thing we've seen today is this defense has done a really good job of making Navy earn it. Very limited when it comes to explosive plays for this offense, and we've seen them then struggle with those 2 turnovers because of so.
Well, when you look at UNT defensively, they don't do a lot that overwhelms you and stands out on the stat sheet, but then you dig deeper, and they're one of the best tackling teams in college football, and they are elite when it comes to creating takeaways. 2 of them in this game. The tackling has been phenomenal as well.
Oh, the tackling has been great. I think that the linebackers have done a tremendous job diagnosing the offense and then coming downhill to make some tackles for losses.
Tonight is UFC Fight Night exclusively on ESPN+. Prelims begin at 4 Eastern, followed by the main card at 7 Eastern, highlighted by the featherweight main event. If Navy can come back and get a win, they will become the first team in program history to win 11 straight. Slow arriving crowd here in Denton at DACU Stadium. It is the day after Halloween, 11 a.m. local kick, and it was cold and wet. It is now turned into a beautiful November day. Teska, never a beautiful sight when you see that guy coming through the hole.
Only 6 foot 200, but he hits it so fast. That fullback dive gets on you on a hurry. So as a linebacker, you're almost catching the tackle. That's why he's able to get forward for positive yards after positive yards. And these are moments too, you have to be high alert for these safeties. They're moving the ball on the ground. Got to be ready for a pass play down the field.
1 of 6 undefeateds. The only one that is an underdog this weekend. There's Gutierrez, the quarterback out of San Antonio, getting some run action as well and taking it to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, the only player in FBS to be on the 2 deep at multiple positions, the running back spot and the quarterback, and you see just how talented this quarterback room is with the ball in their hands.
From John Jay High School in San Antonio, where there is a deep appreciation for the Naval Academy because of 5-0, the Admiral, David Robinson. The entire College Game Day crew picked Navy in this one. What a flip from Horvath. Heidenreich gobbled up, though. David Fisher read it like a book.
Well, this quarter also comes down to, you talk about the QBR of Horvath in the 4th quarter, but it just comes to him as a leader and what he means to his football team. Coaches said it, we've said it a couple times in the broadcast. Big time moments is when number 11 plays his best, and right now they're going to need it to get in the end zone and make this a 1-score game.
And zero panic, as you would expect. Future officers in the Navy and Marine Corps. Misdirection. Horvath, the late pitch to Heidenreich. He got it off while he was still up, and Heidenreich has the first down. Unreal. Blake Horvath.
And plays like that, where you think you got him dead to right. Everyone defensively did what they need to do. You're able to confuse the quarterback. Now the question is, did he get it off? Let's see if that knee is down. It looked like it was clearly a pitch backwards, too, so I don't think that's going to be in question.
On the field, the quarterback was not down before he pitched the ball. That play is in the further view.
So the ruling was he was not down. Now we'll have an opportunity to slow it down. And it looks like the right knee potentially is...
Bang. Let's see. I think if anything, it's the left knee.
Yeah, it's a left knee.
Wins the left knee down.
Yeah, have fun with that one.
How impressed are you that you're able to even attempt to make this play, regardless if it's, deemed he's down or not.
But is the ball out right there?
I feel call in the field was the ball was out of his hands.
Yes.
Pitched. I think that's going to be very difficult to overturn that one. It is not clear, like, when is the ball exactly out of his hands and the right knee, or left knee, excuse me, is down. I think it stays as called on the field.
Such a fun offense to watch. The wing tee principles from the single wing Pop Warner to the Delaware legend Tubby Raymond, the flex bone, really what followed the wishbone formation that's revered in this part of the country. Spread formation as well, and man, it's a craze that started in Stillwater.
Guns out, crowd, guns out, baby.
Let's go.
Rowdy.
Check this out. Good people here at the University of North Texas. The Mean Green faithful fired up for this. They got a team. And while we're at it, that's the Taco Bell Liv Ma student section. Only one student section can claim the title of Liv Ma student section of the year. Who will take it home this year? I can't blame them for showing up a little late.
That's a long night.
The further the ruling on the field is upheld.
So upheld, overturned, the only two options with the change in our replay system. And with that call being upheld, they did not see enough to overturn it, so Blake Horvath is able to get that pitch off in time. First down. Third red zone trip for the Mids. A field goal and a touchdown so far, and the shirtless section is, look, I mean, shirts are coming off on the way to the top.
If Lowell would have joined me for our workout this morning, he may be up there with his shirt off, but someone decided to sleep in and get their beauty sleep.
Don't tempt me with a good time. Go time for Navy. Horvath rolling the pocket and off the fingertips of Brandon Chapman. And all of a sudden, this crowd isn't just shirtless, but they're into it vocally.
Well, they understand. I mean, they know the standings here in the American Conference and what this game means. That means, based on where we are, our remaining schedule, North Texas is right in the thick of it to possibly be one of those teams that we're talking about come next Tuesday and beyond to make the playoffs.
All-State playoff predictor says if UNT loses, 2% chance to get into the playoff. Navy, under 1%. Teska, tough guy run to the 12-yard line.
I mean, just think about that. North Texas this year, and just how well, this is kudos to the entire American Conference and just how competitive, how good they've been. It has been a really fun conference for us to cover at times this year, then watch, obviously, as a fan of college football. But all expectations are a team from that conference. This conference will be the one representing in the playoffs come this December, January.
Spreading it out for Horvath on 3rd and 6. Speed pitch, Chapman to the 10. 4th down upcoming.
And we've been in this situation. Let's see the crowd and the energy from them.
And timeout called by UNT.
Timeout. North Texas, their first of the half. Timeout on the field.
You know it's high stakes when the shirts come off here in Dick, Texas. Navy trying to stay undefeated. 1 of 6 remaining in the FBS. They lead the American Conference race, but now it gets real. The schedule cranks up as we get to the month of November. From off the chain to officers, it's all on the line here in Denton. Brian Newberry and Navy electing to go for it on 4th and 2. This could be the game. Horvath keeps. No shirts. No service.
It's going to be a measurement. I don't think there's any doubt who is going to hold on to that football.
UNT, a stone-cold stop on 4th down.
The ruling on the field. The
What
runner was
a
short
stop. I
of the
think
line of
everyone in the
gain.
building knew.
That play is under further review.
Number 11 was going to be the guy. And staying at home on the outside is Hayes. To be able to make the tackle, wrap him up, and just, I want it more. We'll get a review of this, the spot of the ball, to see if it was truly short of the yard to gain. But that is tough. You had all that action going to the sideline to be able to be patient enough to stay home, to be able to make the tackle there on 4th down.
Ruling on the field was short. A lack of success on 4th down nearly cost Navy a week ago against Florida Atlantic. They were able to overmatch the Owls, but a step up in competition as the calendar flips to November has made these 4th down situations all the more critical. And it could come back to haunt Brian Newberry and the Mids here in Denton. So reviewing the spot. Call on the field short of the 1st down. It would be the 3rd takeaway for UNT if you count this as a turnover on downs. And for as good as Hawkins has been on the ground, the storyline of this game easily can be the North Texas defense.
After further review, the ruling of the field is uphill. 1st down, North Texas.
Oh, they've been tremendous, man. I said they've limited the explosive plays that we've seen Navy's offense be able to get this season. They force him to drive. And let's take some highlights of this defense here this afternoon, because they have been, like you said, one of the stars of this show, recognizing, making big plays, getting tackled for losses, and then really not allowing this passing game any ability to get going, taking advantage of some sloppy play as well from Navy to get those turnovers.
The shirtless will go into silent mode here with the home offense backed up. Hawkins continues to probe and finds positive yardage on 1st down.
And this is when this running game that's been dominant so far in the ball game really needs to show up. Get those 4-minute drives, really just eat up as much clock as you can, slow it down, knowing the clock is on your side.
Eric Morris, head coach of UNT, got tired of running offenses that would lead the nation in scoring and yards, yet not win championships. So he looked into what Alabama and Clemson were doing. And this air raid has evolved to a more balanced attack. Instead of Texas Tech, when he was coming up, they'd run for 70 yards a game. He wants to get it to at least 170, and Hawkins is pretty much there all by himself in this game.
Yeah, Right at that 170 mark and looking to see if he can get 5 touchdowns possibly.
Huge conversion there on 3rd down. Hawkins moves the chains. How much time can they take up on this drive?
Also, too, knowing the other side, Navy is not known for scoring fast. They're known for more methodical scoring drives, so you're really making them feel very uncomfortable with under 9 minutes to go left in this ball game of, hey, we may only get 2 more possessions left.
Hawkins, it's his show. Creeping up on 30 carries in this game. And coming up at 3:30 Eastern on ABC and the all-new ESPN app, it's Georgia and Florida, and a rivalry that's over 110 years old. Then at 7:30 Eastern, it's Oklahoma taking on Tennessee. Top 25 matchup there, and that matchup a lot like this matchup. The winner is still in the mix for the CFP race. The first rankings come out on Tuesday. If you lose, though, likely out. UNT, the lone loss against USF when turnovers were a problem. Turnover-free football here today. Trey Williams, quick strike. And fans, don't forget to go to ESPN.com/All-State Playoff Predictor to check out your team's chances to make the college football playoffs. Navy actually comes in the situation where being 5-0 in the American, with the schedule that they have remaining, they still have South Florida and Memphis on the American regular season schedule. They are still in the mix, even if this ends up as a loss here against UNT. No wiggle room, though, for the Mean Green. Speaking of a little wiggle, Cameron Dorner, first down.
I love it. Just a rollout to what I call a star concept. You have a sit-down route with a flat route. Corners over the top of it. Really, you're just reading the flat defender. Navy brings pressure, and all you know is, hey, I'm throwing the quick out, or I'm going to throw the sit-down. And a beautifully run route there by number 4 to settle in the zone, present his numbers to his quarterback, and able to get the first down. But that's the difficulty of this offense today. You think run, let's stop it, let's blitz. But this quarterback's just too darn good.
Such a patient, mature approach from this entire offense. And I'm talking about redshirt freshman quarterback and Drew Mestemaker. And the 4-year-old head coach and Eric Morris. I mean, typically guys that are coming up in this system, it's go, go, go. And it's not heavy run. But they understand that they now have a weapon in the freshman, Caleb Hawkins.
Do they ever? I mean, he has just been a bulldozer. It's not just, listen, this is not a 1-game sample size for those that this is their first time tuning in to watch North Texas. 24 has been like this season. This is just the best that we are getting here this afternoon.
29 carries, 177 yards, career highs for Hawkins. 3rd time over 105 games. And there is carry number 30, but that will lose yards. Landon Robinson, the star of this Navy defense, makes the play.
Well, you've accomplished what you wanted. We talk about 4-minute drives. We are now going to be getting to really that 4-minute mark here. And right now, I don't think you're going to run the football. Expect some sort of screen. This is a very good screen football team. Can you get the ball to a guy like Coleman in the slot and see if he can get some wiggle to get the first down?
9 straight completions for Drew Mestemaker. First-year starter out of Vandergrift High School in Austin, where he was a punter and a safety. Navy brings everybody and sells over the heads of Miles Coleman. And so this will bring up a clear and obvious punt situation with 5:15 remaining.
For Navy right now, it's what are your best pass plays, Navy? How many do you got? And this is also going to be the time for them to really lean on Heidenreich, number 22, to be pivotal in catching the football down the field.
Low snap. And punted out of bounds. .508 remaining for Blake Horvath. trying to lead Navy back down 31-17.
ESPN College Football is presented by Tums Fast Heartburn Relief, so you can love food back.
The great Roger Staubach graduated from the Naval Academy, won the Heisman, became an officer, served a tour in Vietnam, all before playing for Tom Landry and the Dallas Cowboys. As iconic as he gets in the state of Texas, first player in football history to win a Heisman and then be named the Super Bowl MVP, known as Captain Comeback. Blake Horvath has some of that aura about him and the way he plays the game. He's going to need to find a number 88 real quick, like a Drew Pearson. Pressure, throws downfield. How about a 22? Heidenreich to the 30.
There's that man, Heidenreich. We said he had to get involved in the pass game. Runs a superb corner post, breaks it across the safety's face for an explosive play down the field.
Heidenreich closing in on becoming the all-time leading receiver in Navy history. Horvath on the money, right between the 2 and the 2.
Nice timing, anticipation, and then 22 is going to be their guy here. Last 4.5 minutes of this ball game.
This is where the struggles have ensued. Second best team in the red zone, only 1 touchdown in 3 trips. The floater picked off. Takeaway number 3. Quentin Hammonds has 2 of them.
Timeout on the field.
A relentless defensive performance by the Mean Green.
They were rolling. Horvath makes a big-time mistake. Has the receiver open, throws a duck to number 22, and then this defense makes yet another play with an interception.
UNC holds on to win this game, now up 31-17. We'll remember the defensive performance from the Mean Green really in two phases. The takeaways, 3, 4 if you include the turnover on downs, and stymieing one of the best red zone offenses in college football. Offensively, we'll remember this man who has made it his personal vendetta to fight everybody on the Navy defense.
He has. Let's go back to the interception on the previous play. And they're going to mix up a little bit of a unique way to get to cover 2. So the nickel, who is Hammonds, is going to drop back to that cover 2 safety. And all of a sudden you see wide open down the middle of the field for a touchdown. And just a missed opportunity to make it a one-score game. But you said it, this storyline has been obviously the running game for North Texas. But this defense has been lights out.
Flag is down.
Offside, number 95, defense. 5-yard penalty, results in the first down.
It's a roster under Eric Morris that has gelled quickly. 68 new players on the team, 4th most in the FBS. Drew Mestemaker has stolen the headlines, as one will do after putting up a school record 608 passing yards in the last game. But Caleb Hawkins has been the star of this one. Freshman out of Oklahoma, 31 carries, 181 yards, and ties a school record with 4 touchdowns. And apparently, this man isn't done yet. And it's not just the productivity, it's the physical nature, the abusive nature in which he has run the football.
He's not looking to get down. He's not looking to go out of bounds. And he's talking himself out a little bit right now. And I might want to keep him on the sidelines a little bit. 32 hard-nosed carries for 187. And then you see that school time record of 4 touchdowns. I want to keep that man healthy and fresh Because this offense right now, I don't know what you do. You turn on the tape one week, it's 608 yards passing. You turn on the tape the next week, and we're closing on 200 yards rushing.
By the way, they now have 30 rushing touchdowns this season. You know who they're tied with? Navy, for the most in college football. Again, this is the air raid evolved.
We need a new name for the air raid that does this, because it's not air raid.
Well, it's the air raid and the passing concept, started by Hal Mumme.
So it needs a new name then, because it's meshed them
popularized by
both.
the late great Mike Leach.
Can we come up with that in the next 3 minutes?
We're going to try our best.
Okay.
We'll see the guy that said the Eagle had flappers, what he can come up with. It's going to bring up the third down. Navy calls a timeout.
Your second and a half, 30 seconds. They set the game clock. 3:18, 3:18.
College basketball season tips off Monday, starting with the third annual We Play women's event in Paris, France, as number 16 Baylor takes on number 7 Duke at noon Eastern on ESPN. I can't do this with the flapper in my face. Then on ESPNU, it's Cal and number 19 Vanderbilt. And on Tuesday at 5:30 Eastern on ESPN, for the first time, the Armed Forces Classic features women's teams with number 1 UConn taking on Louisville, ranked number 20. I mean, that's as American as you get.
Yes.
An Eagle with the Stars and Stripe overalls at a college football game in the state of Texas on a Saturday.
Beautiful day, too. Beautiful day.
Didn't start that way.
With the Macarena playing in the background.
I mean, why not, right?
Hey, Macarena.
All right. It's November. November is the month to remember, and for the Macarena. And there's movement on the line. Mestamaker has a wide open man. His tight end, Trey Williams, cutting it back, eclipsing the 40-yard line. See what the flag is all about.
Well, they got the defense there, so a free play.
Offside, number 35, defense. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is first down.
This offense, unstoppable. Please tweet us with your best new names for the air raid that runs the football as efficiently as North Texas does. We need to find something in the next 3 minutes. A clear offsides there by the Navy defense.
Yeah, I'm out, bud. I don't know. The air raid with an asterisk. Sibley. Oh, little man bouncing off some tackles. 5'9", 179 out of Waco.
Timeout, Navy.
Off his
the third and final of the
best
half.
performance of
30
his
seconds.
career. You're seeing a lot of that. A lot of these UNT players are now putting together career performances at the right time. From Mestamaker in 608 last week to Caleb Hawkins in this game. And they're getting healthy. Miles Coleman made his return. And look, for UNT, it's one loss, but it's not the end of a world loss because it's against a good team.
A really good team in USF.
South Florida. They just self-imploded. The turnovers were awful in that game. The rest of the schedule, though, I mean, it's set up to have some success. UAB, Rice, Temple. It's a pesky Temple team.
It is,
Casey
but
Keeler,
they'll be
#1.
favored in all 3 of those football games. No doubt about it.
Strength of schedule of the remaining games, number 95 left in the FBS. So opportunity for them. It's about 20%, according to the All-State Playoff predictor, to get into the CFP if they win this game. Navy with the loss, they will drop, and good luck trying to figure this out. We're gonna have Navy, Memphis, North Texas, South Florida, Tulane, Temple, ECU, all with one loss. I love it. It's chaos. That's what we signed up for in college football.
It's like the Big 12 right here in the American.
Hawkins is going to go down.
Oh, he should have got the record right there.
So this is what I'm interested in. No UNT player ever has 5 rushing touchdowns in a game. Apparently, according to head coach Eric Morris, When Mestemaker was getting close to 6:08 in the school record against Charlotte, he had a little bit of help from his SID. Doug Waters got word to the head coach that Mestemaker was closing in on the passing record, and they kept him in to go for that record, which I love, right? It's something that helps the brand and identity of a team, and that these guys will remember for a long time, like this, the Stone Cold celebration. Water, of course. That's water, right? It's gotta be water. It's water, right? Let's take a look at our Chick-fil-A college football rankings. Exciting because this goes from the AP to the college football playoff rankings next week. What are you looking at here, Aaron?
I mean, Ohio State. I know Penn State is in a bad spot right now, but wow, they have been near perfect all year. Julian Sayin has just grown up tremendously as a quarterback. And then Vandy trying to make maybe a little bit of a comeback there against Texas right now.
And it's just a victory formation for UNT. Deep respect for Navy, this program, the history, and what these student athletes that will soon be officers in the Navy or Marine Corps mean to this country, and the rigor of their academic and athletic pursuit up in Annapolis, Maryland. North Texas team that has no need and no reason to try to rub this one in. They've made a statement.
Yeah.
And the statement is they're still alive. So All-State playoff predictor giving them about a 20% chance to still reach the college football playoff as the AQ for the group of 5. but also a statement made that it's not just Drew Mestamaker. We can beat you with a balanced approach.
Well, yeah, balanced approach on offense. We also can beat you with the defense as well.
Great
I think
point.
that's a big thing too. It's you know, for those that probably watched the game versus USF and USF scored 60 points, like, oh, they don't have a defense. It's a good, very good football team all around. Can beat you through the air, can beat you in the run game, and obviously can find ways to play defense as well. So they should feel pretty good about being 11-1 and being in the conversation to make the conference championship. And then from there, as we know, if you win this conference, you will probably be in the playoffs this season.
Tied for the longest winning streak in program history. The Navy midshipmen see it come to an end here at 10. North Texas with a dominant performance. Red zone excellence by the UNT defense, and the takeaways, 3 of them in all, 4 if you count the turnover of downs. The story of the game and the way this one was won. So now everyone in the chase for the American Championship has at least 1 loss. North Texas moves to 8-1, 4-1 in conference play. And this is going to be one of those races. It comes down to the final weekend of the college football season.
All right, no other way you'd want as a college football fan. I think there's going to be a lot of conferences that are going to be like that. I can name the SEC feels like that. The Big 12 feels like that. It's just been one heck of a football season.
Let's check in with Lauren Sisler.
Coach, a big win for you guys at home today. What does a guy like Caleb Hawkins do for this offense? 197 yards, 4 touchdowns to get that spark.
He's only 18 years old, so what a story. We got 2 freshmen in the backfield leading the charge for us. They're tough, they're gritty, but he doesn't get those yards without our guys up front, so our big boys were phenomenal all day. You know, just a gutsy win for us.
And you talked about the distractions coming into this one. How did you see your team handle that, and how does this give you confidence down the stretch?
Yeah, I thought they handled it like professionals, and so they'll continue to be, you know, the more success comes our way, the more notoriety we're going to get. I'm happy for this university and starting to get on the national stage a little bit.
And I know you're happy about your quarterback. Drew, step on in here, buddy.
Let's go.
Drew, big-time performance for you. Just getting to watch guys go out there and perform, especially your freshman running back, Caleb Hawkins, a performance from him. What kind of confidence does he give you?
I mean, whenever everyone in the stadium knows we're running the ball and he can still get 5 yards, I mean, it's hard to lose with a guy like that on your team.
And for you, you talk about earning everything. This has been an unlikely journey for you, earning this opportunity. What does it mean?
I mean, it's awesome to, you know, a couple years ago, I was thinking about being in this situation, and I didn't know how the journey would have looked to get here. And, you know, to be here, it's awesome. And it's like, you know, got to take a step back, and, you know, you're living in a dream, so just enjoy it.
And what's the message to the team down the stretch here?
Let's take it one game at a time, one day at a time. You know, we got our eyes set on big things, but, you know, we know we can't get that all right now. We just got to take it one day at a time and go 1-0 every day.
All right, Drew, congratulations. Go enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Guys, send it back up to you.
He was a high school safety and a punter, came to North Texas on a flyer, started as a 6th-string quarterback, became the backup quickly, and now is the star of the quarterback spot in the American Conference. UNT right there. Navy drops to 5-1. Memphis, UNT, South Florida, Tulane, Temple, ECU, all in the mix, and it's just going to be more hectic and dramatic as we get to the final stage of this electric college football season. A record day for the young freshman, Caleb Hawkins, 33 carries, 197, and he ties the school record for the 2nd time this year with 4 rushing touchdowns. Stone Cold approves. UNT takes down Navy 31-17. For Aaron Murray, Lauren Sisler, I'm Loa Galindo. Thank you so much for watching. Kevin Connors, Trevor Madich standing by in studio.